All right, welcome back to Calling the Audible. It's
What's up?
Div 3. Simon,
Fun.
Peeze, Eagle, and GM.
Hi, GM.
We will recap week
Hey,
6, going to week 7. I feel much more relieved using the GM foam roller.
The clock, bro.
The clock, hold on. We got to count 10 seconds here.
I mean, it's the
Don't
fourth show.
just why you like it doesn't work that way, Mo. It's the opposite.
That's how we do.
No,
we
because-
catch
No,
up.
we can't. No, that's not how it works. It's like stock.
Because you
market.
just added 10 seconds. We
Okay.
already added 10 seconds
We're
by
back,
not hitting
we're
the
back,
clock.
we're back.
It's not 20 seconds
We're
longer.
back. We're back.
Take $1, throw out a banana.
It makes sense.
It's like the stock market. Mo just doesn't get it
That's why he doesn't hit it.
We're back.
because he
up.
waits for stuff.
We catch up. All right. The week that was. Let's dive into it,
Yes.
gentlemen. What caught your attention? There's a lot of Div 3 games that I saw, shockingly speaking. here.
Okay, then start. Give us what's up, and then we'll catch up.
Okay, well,
Take the
we'll
clock.
catch up in 2 seconds here. The game that I saw was on Sunday. Brotherhood against Recipe for Disaster, and
That was a fun game.
It was a fun game, but I think Disaster has become a real
Disaster?
atomic bomb of a disaster for this team here. I just don't know what happened to them. They've regressed. Jake Applebaum, I know he's coming off the injury, but it was a bad performance. 2 TDs, 4 INTs.
Is it worse than we thought it would be? Or
I
is it
thought-
exactly what we thought it was?
No, I thought it'd be better because the team across the board is relatively good, though. Like you have guys who
Recipe
can
for
play.
disaster.
Yeah,
It looks like a solid Division 4 team for me.
I agree wholeheartedly with
And
that.
also, how is it regressing if they've moved up a division?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they moved up and they haven't really added a piece, and the gap from 4 to 3 is
It's a big
pretty
jump.
big. It's
I agree. I think Recipe for is this very strong top end contender for Division 4.
yeah, they'd probably be a contender for a title. in
And
Division
now
4.
they're playing in Division 3, and I feel they're a bit out of their depth. All things considered, it's a good team. They'll be competitive, but there's too many bad matchups for them.
I thought this was Theo Joe's best performance as a quarterback.
Of the season, you mean, or overall? Or-
Overall, because Theo's game plan is to go deep, right, and use his legs by the time.
I
But
don't
no, he
think
likes
it
the
is.
slants, man.
but
No, because it's not. That's not the case this season, because what I'm seeing is Brotherhood gets a lead and then they milk the game to a halt.
but this was a game that he was able to distribute the ball to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't 2-player centric here. It wasn't Jamal Gittins. It wasn't Quaid, or wasn't Johnson, or it wasn't even Omar Jackson for that matter. It was everyone got involved. Everyone played a role, and they played it well. And for him to go 14-24, someone will say, well, he had 10 incompletions, but 190 yards, 4 TDs. I thought this was a well-played game for him at this position because in years past, guys, all it was for Theo was throw it deep.
But so I'm saying he's learned from that.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, he wants to get the lead early, and then he wants his defense to win the game.
And they did. 4 INTs.
That's it. But that's what they do, and that's what they're. I mistook it for weakness at the beginning of the season, and now having watched 2 of their games, I'm like, that this isn't what I thought it is. It's actually their new game script, and
Yeah.
they're carrying it out very well.
So I played against Brotherhood 3 weeks ago. Anyways, before the break.
Yes.
And I disagree with the whole like long throws, Theo by time. I find he plays more in the pocket now than he used to. He's looking for underneath stuff first, and then if that's not there, if the slant's not there, the hook's not there, then he beats the rusher to buy time for his guys to get open. It's smarter play calling because he knows if Kwesi, Guatemala, Khalil Kerr,
Whoever's
Jamal
in the
Gittins
lineup, yeah.
gets a 2-yard slant, that's not a 2-yard pass. That's a 7-8 at least.
Or
7
40.
8 yard.
But that,
Yeah,
that's,
or
that's-
40, he takes
yeah.
it up. So he understands that his guys are so fast and so tough to cover in open space that just give them the ball, let them do their thing, and it works. And then as soon as people start pressing the slants, then you could just shoot it up over top to anybody else, and it works.
But that's the thing, though, right? With Theo has become more refined.
Yes, he understands the game in a different way, and he's a better quarterback because of that. And their defense is just way too good for this division.
But in red zone, he went to the Majid brothers.
Why not?
But I'm saying that 2 years ago, forget about it. It's Jamal Giddens,
Yep,
Crazy, or Omar Jackson, whoever's at
I think
that point.
there's also that point where he understands that a snapper is very tough to cover in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen firsthand, like when we played Brotherhood, Theo switched from the corner position to the middleman.
Yeah,
And
he's always done that though.
And when he did that, he took away such a huge portion of the field that it was tough. Like we couldn't score in the red zone when we played them, and I think it's something you understood is a snapper is so difficult to cover. Then you should use a snapper more, and that's when you see the Majid brothers excel.
Yes, a surprise now for you two gentlemen. Surprised that Dark Stars won in the fashion they did, given that you guys were down like 14 bodies.
So just to add context, I came into the game banged up. I played one series and realized I was in too much pain to move, so I took myself out of the game.
That's that's actually a smart thing for you.
Yeah.
It was actually a positive.
Jalen.
No, but it's tough as a player to take yourself.
Yeah,
out of
because
the game.
you always feel like you can help your team, and I was like, I'm not helping my team. Then a little bit later, Jalen Grandison dislocated his thumb. Sorry, not my finger on his hand. Then Josh Colligan blew out his knee, and then we were 5 players.
But then he came back.
And we were down 25-6.
Yeah.
We all, for a moment, we all thought it was a blowout. Credit to Jeremy Anderson, who calls the defense, who called a great defense. And Alex Holowak, I think he's upset because where he could have taken some shots to put a dagger in the game, he was trying to be too safe with the ball, and that led to interceptions because the defense was trying to pick off first reads and quick reads and so on. So.
Is he like Alex Smith style of play?
No.
Thank you for the first time saying style of play rather than comparing them to the
Style of play. Like here he is.
Okay,
Here he
so-
is playing a wounded Dark Side team.
Okay, so who calls the plays for the
But-
Chiefs?
but-
Alex Smith or Andy Reid?
But the thing is, who executes the plays, though, right? In the case that it was a 3-score lead, almost 25-6 lead,
that is 3 scores.
you lose by 1.
No, that's not. That
with,
cannot happen.
But with the fact
And against 5 guys.
5
that
guys
cannot happen.
and 3 guys got hurt.
If the game was tied,
And-
let's say it's 25-25,
Mhm.
and there's 5 minutes left in the game, they score, and then you guys manage to score and get the extra point with 5 guys. Kudos to you guys, you played well. You're up by 3 scores against 5 guys, and you managed to lose this game.
Yeah.
It's
and-
embarrassing, though.
And then,
It is. That's the right point.
And then so Jalen Grandison comes back in, and he didn't really attack Jalen Grandison, even though he knows he can't tackle.
He has one hand.
He has one hand, and so he doesn't really go there. And then Jalen Grandison on the last play of the game for a 2-point convert to win the game wins a jump ball where he caught the ball with one hand and his wrist because he couldn't use the other hand.
Amazing.
It was honestly it was interesting to see, to say the least. And also Fred Morris said going to Chapman on an important 3rd down in the last drive where Chapman caught it with one hand over the middle of the field.
David
He
Tyree
has
over
trouble
there.
catching with 2 hands. So it was pretty. It was
Well, that's
pretty impressive.
good logic then. If he has trouble catching with 2 hands,
Make him do one hand.
yeah, exactly. The odds might be better with 1 hand.
All right, so another interesting game this week. Top Sauce beats Dat Bods. I won't go too much in details. Top Sauce, good win for you guys, 34-6. It's a very important game for you guys, bouncing back from last week. But Dat Bods were without the quarterback Sean Abraham.
Yeah, so cool. What does this matter?
Rich, well, it's still a win. You still get the nice W. Dat Bods falls to 2-3. It's not great position for them. They're kind of falling off the rails. But the Ibai game that I really wanted to talk about is the LGM beating down on Bearskins.
That was awful. That was an ugly game.
That was a terrible game for Neil Anderson.
It was a terrible game for you, scorekeep.
Oh, well, LGM play well, man. I'm happy for LGM moving forward. Like I played them earlier this season when Fred P was subbing for them.
Alex Lee were back in the lineup.
They had a good game.
Yeah.
But they are improving every week. They're playing better. And for a team that we all kind of brushed aside, said, they won't be great this season. They're playing high-level football, and they're surprising a lot of teams saying, it's going to be an easy game, LGM, and you lose by 19 points.
If you have Alex Lever at quarterback, then you have a chance to win the game.
They also have
Robbie Dijon.
They also have Robbie Deschamps,
Yeah.
who's
I understand,
beast.
but also I think with Alex Lever, the way he calls the game, it's nice to have very talented players, but he's won games with rosters that are not as strong.
Agreed.
He's the kind of guy who'll consistently put up 4 to 5 touchdowns in a game.
He has more
Yes.
explosive players in this roster than he does in
Absolutely,
the past.
absolutely.
But you see, he takes the top over with Robbie Deschamps in a way that it's refreshing to see that Alex Lever finally has that number 1 weapon that he could use when he needs to, but he doesn't overuse it.
And Maxime Chateauneuf, fairly new player in FPF, but very good route runner. Gets a lot of separation,
Good size.
despite not being the fastest guy.
Good size, man.
Yeah.
In the open field, he's impressive. And the biggest win this week, 2.5 downs over Laval's finest.
I was gonna say, what was more shocking, the way that the Dark Stars won, or the fact that Laval's finals got cracked by 2.5 downs?
Correct's the right word. 20-point deficit.
Wow, maybe Hall of Fame snub on Joey Taylor.
maybe.
Just saying.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, this guy
HUF,
surefire going to his sources.
No,
hey,
but-
surefire Hall of
but
Fame.
I thought he was. I
First
still think he
ballots.
is.
2.5 downs. I've not been perfect this season. They've been playing okay, but it's not what we expected.
Oh, but the last
this
2 weeks, last 2 weeks have been Joey Taylor football.
This is Joey Taylor football. 16 for 23, 187 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, efficiency, just straight up
Straight
efficiency.
up, good defense. Doesn't always need to drive the full field. 6 touchdowns, 4 went to Matthew Rupsick. Man, Laval's finest. We've been high on them. We've been saying they're really good. They should go undefeated, and then they dropped this dud.
Is it really a dud though?
Well,
One
He's
sack,
losing 2.5
one PD.
downs.
That's it.
But 2.5 Dan's defense is remarkable. They have good speed.
Yeah.
They cover their zones well. They're aggressive. They close and break on balls.
But everybody on the Laval's finest has played Joey Taylor before.
Mhm.
They know what they're facing, and they had one PD,
Yeah, but
one
dude,
sack.
everyone by this point knows what they're getting with Joey Taylor, and he still puts up the numbers.
But here's the question though, right?
At some point, we gotta say he's good.
Would you? But hold on, are
He
you? Hold on,
is.
if you're Laval's finals, are you more concerned losing this game like you did, which was by 20 points to 2.5 downs, or to say a team that's in last place by 20 points?
What do you mean? Sorry,
Like
I
you
don't
lose to
follow.
2.5 downs, right?
Yes.
By 20 points. Are you more concerned about that loss, or would you be more concerned if they lost to a team in last place?
I don't
by
think
this
they would
week?
lose that kind of game.
But
a
let's say they
last
did though. Like, what's more
Then I would be
concerning?
concerned about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
Because you can't, like, 2.5 Downs can beat anyone in this division.
Right. So
Yes.
in this loss, there's nothing to be
But
ashamed
they haven't
about.
been
then.
playing.
No,
They haven't been playing
that's
that
fine.
well though. 2.5 downs. I've not been hitting.
But
that
I just
group.
because again, I was there firsthand when they beat up on Darksiders. Joey Taylor was perfect, and the defense was all over the place.
Yes, but
and,
then,
and
but then,
but yeah, but I'm saying last 2 weeks, like give them a chance because again,
Okay.
some new players on the roster,
Yeah.
and they found their place and they're good to go.
All
Give me
right.
2.5
Yes,
downs
yeah.
rest of the season.
Just to go back to your question from before, if it was just up to the community vote, Joey Taylor would have made Hall of Fame this year. He finished
Hey.
4th overall in community voting.
That's interesting.
It's the
Wait, we had a
existing Hall of
community-
Famers
we had
that
a
don't like
people
his
vote
style.
here. We let the
Yes.
minions vote
No,
on
let
this.
the people give the people what they want, man.
The humanoids to vote
Did you
on
just
this.
call
I-
the humanoids and the minions?
I'd rather have them than people close-minded vote on the same people
So-
over and over.
What? But when
I'm
you
not
say
mean-minded.
close-minded, what criteria do you involve in bringing Joey into the Hall of Fame?
I mean, the
That he
open mind.
absolutely has had an impact on FPF, and the numbers at the quarterback position are staggering.
Every number that he's put up, Fred Van has done a better job at.
For should also be in the Hall of Fame. I don't disagree with either one being in the Hall of
And
Fame.
just to put it in perspective, for community vote-wise, Joey Taylor got more votes than Serge Pilon Jr., Alex Pilon, Alexandre Nardopieuse, Vince Nardone, and Danny DeMar.
Well, that's obvious
Really, that's
because
for the top 10. Just imagine.
because Joey Taylor has like 14 teams in this league.
No, but he doesn't.
So
He
they
al-
all voted
No, but
for him.
he typically throws for one team.
I know, but
So-
the
so
farm
the-
system.
Or maybe
It's
Joey,
fair, but the teams he's like the stats he's put up for throwing for one team
or
at a
maybe,
time.
or
He's
maybe
that-
Joey Taylor made like 17 accounts and voted for himself.
Also
Yeah, he
possible.
probably did. I wouldn't be shocked if he did that.
Joey Taylor, Joey Taylor's, Joey Ayler,
Joey T,
JT,
Jay Taylor.
Joey Taylor Lake.
Joey Tate's.
Uh,
Joey Taylor.
let's get into your segment here, Simon.
Yes.
So let's explain the segment.
Yes.
Mokan, what did you want
Dates.
to do?
We're doing our mid-season report card, but it's a date, marry, or
No,
dump.
you didn't. We did. We
Yeah,
took
we
it over.
I know.
Stole it.
Yeah,
We
stole the
said
deviation.
we're not
Usurped
gonna
you.
we're not gonna do grades again because there's articles.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Well,
do something different.
Marry, date, or dump. Essentially, Simon will go through the teams and say, will he marry them, date them, or perhaps dump them?
A little Valentine's week for you. A little V Day. We all know what V means. Valentine's.
Or
All right.
victory.
So we'll start with Conference A, the conference both Peeze and I play in.
Mhm.
I'll marry the Brotherhood, Hometown Heroes, 2.5 downs. I'm dating Darksiders because of the
We're fun.
recent
We're fun to date.
because of the recent injuries. I'm honestly
I don't know what's
I
gonna
will
happen,
marry
by the
you,
way.
but I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm really on the edge, and I still think Dad Bods has a chance to bounce back. So
Dad bods are in.
so I'm dating them. Also, Dad Bods are in, and I would dump straight up dump Purple Rain. I was high on them earlier in the season. I'm not anymore.
But
Lightweight-
they've tailspin, though.
Yeah.
Their last two losses have been
But that's my
brutal.
point. I'm done. Lightweight, I'm dumping
Aw.
myself. I'm done with me. Looney Goons, they had a very impressive win against us this week. But aside from that, they've been flat. Recipe for Disaster, as we mentioned. Strong the 4 team, a bit out of the depth. And ODBs.
Okay.
Dumping ODB, sorry.
I think there's ODB's schedule is nice.
What do you mean?
Like so, I see some wins for them. I'm ready to date ODBs
Okay.
because the defense is very strong.
No,
Yes.
no. I don't believe in their offense.
Doesn't
man.
matter. They're
Antonio
gonna-
Lanny as a quarterback, I don't believe in.
So can that defense win games where Antonio Lanny only has to score 3 touchdowns?
no.
Yes,
No, you
that
won't-
could
it goes
happen.
home.
Division
It go-
3?
That's what I'm saying.
But it goes back to your old adage, right?
Yeah, no. Look, they're not matchup proof. They're gonna face teams that can absolutely blow them out. However, if given the right matchups, I can see this team making a decent run to play.
Okay, but would you take?
Also, a lot of people, like 8 out of 10 makes the playoffs. So
Mhm.
technically, we could see a team at 3-7 make the playoffs. Maybe even 2-8.
or maybe 2-9 or sorry
2-7-1?
yeah, and yourself. But here's the thing: would you take Peeze, and I'll exclude you, Simon, get you in here, GM as well, and you as Eagle in a playoff game, opening round, lightweight against ODBs? Who are you taking to win that game right now?
ODBs.
ODBs. I see Simon Dajne throwing a lot of interceptions.
Eagle?
Like,
Leo Lanny's better than people think.
I can go lightweight on this.
Exactly. I'm going lightweight on this because
Oh,
not because
that's
Simon's here, but he is the better quarterback.
Yes.
And I'd rather chew on glass saying this than what the current status is for ODB.
Well,
yeah,
I
but,
would-
that's exactly the kind of defense that Simon Dajne struggles
chew on
against.
glass.
Yeah, but I would say Simon would manage the clock better in that type of game, and
You won't be able to.
I trust the lightweight defense in this.
But
one, to be
Simon can
honest.
throw up points.
Simon
though.
is the more seasoned quarterback, and I would give him the edge against a lot of teams in the opening round. However, the Lanny brothers have seen Simon before and know how to game plan against him specifically.
Just
No one can
corners,
game plan
taking
against Simon
those corners.
Dajne. Okay,
Everyone
Simon Dajne
can.
can't
Every
game.
single person can.
So funny story.
Oh,
So
here
both
we go. Let me
you,
laugh.
Justin, a bunch of guys in Division 3 now know that if you play wide receiver to my right, you don't get much targets because it's called white bench for a reason. So the reason that came to exist is a few seasons ago. The last time I threw a hook to white bench, Leo Lanny picked it off for 6 twice.
There we go.
Twice in the same game. And I was like, yep, that's not going to ever happen ever again.
So
So if I play with DBs, guess who's not getting thrown to? Leo Lanny.
You must
so
overcome your fear.
hometown heroes. I moved to date.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
You
not
know what?
sold?
Like sometimes you gotta look outside your hometown.
I like him.
You gotta look on
I
a
like
worldwide
hometown
pool.
heroes this season, man.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Arminio
I don't
Lucas
dislike them.
is playing really well.
I don't dislike them. I'm saying maybe they're like like hometown heroes. Like reminds me of like being a big fish in a small pond. That's all it is.
Really?
Yeah. Let's
I-
see them out in open water.
I think they're playing above their depth at the moment. I could see them crashing at
But
some
that's
point.
why. That's why. I like
But
them.
I saw that earlier in the season, and they still playing really well.
And like to your point of the dark side of injuries, that date is like someone's gonna end up in prison. like there's gonna be a dead hooker in the back in the trunk. Like it's a scary date. It's a scary date to go on.
But I mean, if that happens in a date, I mean, I'm kind of
Yes,
interested.
Eagle.
It's like that movie coming out called Date Night.
Yeah, that's it. That would be a
That'd
date
be
with
dark
dark
siders.
side.
Conference B.
Conference B. I'm marrying Top Sauce, Laval's Finest, and KGP.
Wow.
I would date Bearskins, LGM, Dirty Dogs, but I have a preference for LGM. And I would dump QB Movement, Les Malud, Drop the Mic, Drunkard Dogs, and I don't know why ODB's there again.
I don't know, man.
Thank
Like
you,
if
Dave.
this wasn't a date, marry, dump, and this was one of Mocon's would you buy or sell, I think now is the time to buy QB Movement. They've fallen off everyone's radar a little bit.
But
This
would
is
you-
prime stock purchase time.
But would you dump or date them?
Yeah, would
you date them?
Would you take a risk on dating them?
That means
Yes.
you couldn't date other
Yes?
people.
Yes.
Yeah, like what if you
Would-
locked up a QB movement?
Would you be exclusive to QB
Yeah,
Movement?
exactly. Would you be
Who are
exclusive?
the other members in the dating pool?
Bearskins, LGM, Dirty Dogs. I might also bait the QB.
But
Date the QB movement.
here's the thing about
Yeah.
here's the thing about QB movement, right? We know about Miles Gibbon, and I think he's getting comfortable now than where he was in the first couple weeks of the year. But their biggest question mark, I think, is the ability after Adrian Kellman. Okay, he has 10 touchdowns.
I was gonna say I don't like the roster overall.
The roster is look. Kellman's okay.
AK-14?
But there's no one else off that roster. I can't name anyone else off that roster that's a dominant force
The-
or a threat any game of the
Mhm.
week.
The thing,
Andre Frederick is underutilized. On
Yeah,
this
I
team.
agree, though. They don't use them properly.
But Andre Frederick, I've seen be dominant, and I've also seen him disappear in games.
yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know if that's game script or if that's just like that's his thing. Like that's the type of personality. Like some guys who just no matter what they make an impact on the game. That's not entirely Andre Frederick, and I don't know why. I don't know why
But he
that
does
is.
it quietly, though.
Yeah.
He makes his impact quietly, but it's an effective way. Though.
Why are you dumping Drop the Mic?
it's just
Where it comes on the roster.
Mario
no way.
Baroka's been playing really well. The
Yeah.
team is good. they're 1-3-1.
But you don't think they can figure it out in the second half?
I think their offense is really good, but they've been allowing too many points. They're going to play against strong defenses that won't allow Mariparoka to throw 40, 45 points. Last week they played KGP. They scored 33 and still lost. To me, that's a red flag. I like them.
But like KGP is one of your Mary teams.
Yes, KGP, because of that win too. Like KGP is more of a defensive kind of squad where Phil Cutler kind of manages the game and scores when he needs to, but scoring 41 points is impressive.
This is a "what have you done for me lately" type scenario.
Simo's all about recency.
Yeah.
I'm
What
actually
happened 2 weeks ago?
Overreaction Monday for Simo.
I'm moving Top Sauce to date.
Okay.
I still have yet to see depth in play in Vince Nardone's play calling.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah,
with the cast.
But
around him.
he might though in the playoffs and down the line. Like again, when you're looking at Mary GM, you're looking down the line. You're not looking at fun in the honeymoon
Yeah,
stage.
the same thing I said about Hot
Like
Boys
honeymoons.
Hotline also applies to my own team.
to a degree,
Like,
absolutely.
You're looking about the long run here.
Yeah.
Because Top Sauce have no playoff wins.
But that's the thing, though,
Ever.
right? With Laval's Finest, they
lost to us.
They cracked.
Remember?
Laval's Finest cracked Top
Simone
Sauce,
picked
right?
off Vince twice. You're
That's sad.
swaying me on
in
this.
one playoff game, 2 picks
But you look
by
at,
me.
But, you look
But
at
yeah,
Laval's Finest.
but it's like, again, and the thing is, it's just like there's a lot to quarterbacking in this league, and I think Vince Nardone's ready to make the next step, but he's not. He's just not doing it. He's relying too much on the physical tools around him, and that's
So
going to run
it's-
out of luck when you play Brotherhood in the finals, or when you play Laval's Finest, or
I
when you
think
play KGP.
so essentially
we
he's
will be playing
feasted.
2.5 Dans.
or when you play 2.5 downs.
Having
So-
seen Vince Nardone, I score kept him at least twice, if not 3 times. Vince, the one thing I would say about Vince Nardone as a quarterback is he tries too hard. He wants it so much that if he makes one small mistake, the game's over for him.
Eagle and I
No,
had
I'm not
bets.
perfect. I'm not going 25 for
So you
25.
might want to marry Vince Nardone because like she really is into you.
Oh, yeah,
She's
he's
good
going
with
to do
you.
Eagle.
everything for you.
Did we not
Yeah.
have a bet with Vince Nardone, you and I, like 3 summers ago? And I
Oh,
lost.
who remembers that?
I lost because I
Uh,
said the
no.
line at 23.5 incompletions. He was at 23.
And it was the chocolate milk, right?
Yeah, chocolate milk. That's right. Look, I think Vince. I score kept the game against Laval's Finest, and he got dismantled. Like he was.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's the point.
That's the thing, though, right? But you're right, though. Like we need to see him in a bigger sample size against better defenses out there, and there isn't a defense he'll play that's probably of that level of being. Hey, they're going to be tough out. Look, their remaining schedule, Dirty Dogs.
Hey, honestly, that game, don't underestimate what Dirty Dogs could do.
LGM
Defensively,
maybe.
Yeah,
No,
but Dirty Dogs won't score on Top Sauce.
KGP.
They will because it's tricky.
LGM and KGP are not easy wins for Top Sauce.
No, but are they going to be a difficult test for Vince Nardone?
KGP might. That's a good defense.
KGP is a good
And
game.
drop the
for them.
mic.
That could also be a trick.
But see, okay, but who do you think? If it's a race to 40,
Vince
do you trust
or Mario?
Mario Pareca or Vince Nardone?
I'm going
with Mario.
I'm going to go with Vince.
Super Mario and down for me.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. If
I'll
it's
go
a race to
Vince.
40, if it's whoever
I'll
scores
go with Vince.
25, I'm
Yeah.
going with Vince.
Absolutely, it's game script kind of game.
But if
Depends who like how the game starts.
But
and
is
if,
it like a race to 40 at the quarterback position, or can the defense help out?
But the defense. That's true.
There you
But
go.
that's why I'm
Mario
going with
Pareca
Vince
doesn't turn
Nardone.
the ball over though.
Hmm?
Mario Pareca
No,
doesn't
he's-
really
he's
turn the
having
ball
a
Yeah,
over.
but
From,
against a top sauce defense led by Nardone in that backfield, I can see it happening where he gets intercepted and Nardone can actually use that to score 40 points.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
that season for drop the mic.
Yeah, I
possessions.
don't think it is. though.
Mario's been like he's much better than people give him credit for.
I agree.
Okay.
Good job, Mokai. Nice.
Mario's
transition.
also beaten that core in the past.
True. Also true.
I have this is the question for you boys. We know Brotherhood, 2HD, and Hometown Heroes are 4-1. Are the Darksiders, who are division leader, are they the 4th best team behind those 3 teams?
Sorry, who? I apologize.
Darksiders, are they
Yes.
the 4th best team behind Brotherhood, 2HD, and Hometown Heroes?
They were not up till very recently with everybody injured. I mean, if Jalen Granison doesn't play anymore, Josh Colligan's
Jalen
out.
Granson's back. It will be back. It's a minor injury. Josh Colligan will know on the 19th.
What
But
I'm saying is,
what
if with all
happened
these
exactly?
injuries,
Did he?
He may have torn his ACL.
But he's walking on both.
yeah, but you can still
Well,
walk.
under immense- So the thing is, the next day he couldn't walk from the swelling,
That's what I thought.
and you can't do the MRI until the swelling goes
2 weeks
down.
afterwards, yes.
So we're waiting till the 19th for when they're gonna first attempt to do the scan, and we're hoping it was a hyperextension or a insanely bad bruise.
Like a
Because
very
when it
bad sprain.
happened, I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, it looked. Having seen torn ACLs and having had one, and seeing it
That's what
happen in FPF, That's what it looks like. So
I
I'm hoping the
hope-
best for him because
hope
he's a
it's
great
not.
guy and he's my teammate.
Yeah.
But it looked bad.
Yeah.
But what he described when he came to the bench was a hyperextension. So
We'll see.
that goes from it being a 2 or 3 week injury and instead of a
8 months.
8 to
12
12 month.
months,
No,
yeah.
but what I'm saying here is if Josh is out, Jalen Granderson is out.
Jalen's back.
Let's
soon,
say
though.
he
Yeah.
is. Then at this point in the season, you can't add new players because you
Playoff
won't make
eligibility will not
playoffs.
be.
No, but
So what do you do when week 12 comes in and it's your first playoff game and Fred Morissette's not there because it's Fred? So what
He's
happens
got-
then? You would have what 4 guys you forfeit? Like that's my reasoning here. That's
it-
the reason why
it's-
you're in the
look,
dating
it's
pool.
problematic. It's problematic, definitely. It's
I'm not
problematic.
I'm not blaming this on you. I'm just saying this
It's
is the
the
reason
curse of
why.
dark
In that
Sanders.
instance, Jeremy goes QB, right?
Likely.
Yeah.
So-
I'm not
or
sure, man.
Travis,
Maybe it's Peeze.
because
Maybe it's Travis. We don't know.
But
Travis is winning in Division 4.
But here's the thing, though.
I mean,
Dad bods are, with the game in hand, are 3 points behind Darksiders. And as you said, you listed the
3
injuries
points?
of guys.
4 points.
No, Darksiders have 8. Dad bods have 4 points.
And we have
So
the head to head, so it's an
Yeah.
extra half game.
Right,
it's
so
5 points, not 3.
4 points. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong team.
So 5 points.
Does Dad bods have a realistic chance to catch and surpass Darksiders in
No.
first place?
No.
So
unless
they have the
unless
so they have the cushion then to
Depends who's on the
unless
roster.
unless Darksiders lose their next 4 or 5 games, 4 games.
It's unlikely.
If you guys go, you're 4-2 now, right?
Yeah.
If you go for 4-6, yes, you're gonna catch up.
Or
But-
5-5.
But I could see
If
you
we win
guys.
6 games, we'll likely
I
win
could
the
Okay,
see you
here's
guys
the
finish
schedule, though.
like 7-3. You'll win a few regular season games because you know people. You're gonna bring out guys to play if you have to. But in the playoffs, that's my worry.
schedule coming up here. Sunday, Brotherhood Darksiders, which I'll be watching, by the way.
Oh, that's really good.
Looney Goons,
I wish we had a healthy roster for this game, to be
Looney
honest.
Goons, ODBs, and Hometown Heroes. So it's like a sandwich. The bread is the toughest games, and the in between games are winnable but unpredictable, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was also expecting Looney Tunes to be an easy out, and their defense is very good. For some reason, they've allowed 40 points to everybody, and then they show up to us, and that defense was the best I've faced all season.
Steel curtain right there.
Except Brotherhood's red zone, but even like I drove the field against Brotherhood, but I couldn't drive the field against Looney Tunes.
Are you sure it was the defense? Are you sure it wasn't?
You sure it wasn't stubborn play calling by...
It could have been
someone
me. It could have been other things. You know me.
The, yeah, so... do you,
What's wrong with you? Do you have a
No.
mic?
I'm seeing this.
You're terrible, Mokan.
we're at 27 minutes.
I know we're at 27 minutes. Something else. The total of the show.
It's 27 minutes.
No, I'm saying the total of the show, the length of the show, you idiots.
Yes, we're saying
30, 35, around
Okay.
there.
27
Okay, so make
minutes.
sure.
Um,
Idiots.
so
This is a great show.
I think but in so there the worst team of that group I would say is between Darksiders and Hometown Heroes. It's like Hometown Heroes is
What do you
still a little unpredictable.
But they beat the Brotherhood, though.
Yes.
Very convincingly.
Yeah.
I like Hometown Heroes. I think they're going to be a strong team. Also, with 8 out of 10 making the
But
playoffs.
I mean, would you guys disagree that Brotherhood and Two and a Half Dance are the two strongest teams in that
They'll
group?
play them in 2 weeks, by the way.
Who?
2.5.
Oh,
Two and a
yeah,
Half Dance?
Oh, yeah.
So to readdress that week 1 argument, though, if Hometown Heroes and Brotherhood were to play each other again, would the result be the same?
Probably not.
No.
I don't put a lot of stock in week 1.
So,
So
why,
Also,
are,
the,
why are we
the
bringing
roster
this
was,
up then?
the roster was different.
Mm-hmm.
The Brotherhood didn't have all the pieces they have today. So, but 8 out of 10, only 2 teams don't make the playoffs. So it's guaranteed that these 4 teams that we just mentioned, Two and a Half Dance, Brotherhood,
Will
Hometown
make the-
Heroes, Darksiders, will make the playoffs. I don't think that ball's going to fall off. So it's going to come down to ODB's Lightweight Purple Rain.
Well, here's the schedule for Hometown
Looney Goons?
Heroes. Hometown Heroes play Looney Goons, 2HD, Purple Rain, Darksiders, and Lightweight.
Make your pick here, Mokan. 2 teams that won't make the playoffs. And amongst these 10 teams in the Conference A, who's not making the playoffs? Go.
Can I make a wild prediction too after
Yes.
this? Go ahead.
Well, Mokan
I'll
starts.
go Looney Goons and ODBs not making it in Conference A.
I'm saying, guys, Dad Bods play ODBs, who I think will be a tough out.
Just give us their picks. Just
Oh, wait, let me get there. Lightweight, Simo's unpredictable and may have a great game.
or may not.
Recipe for Disaster is a bad matchup. Dad Bods should win easily. But then Brotherhood and Two and a Half Dance. I could see them losing 3 of these games, maybe 4.
So
So they may,
that bots could be 3-7
yeah.
and could fall off just behind.
Yeah, they
like
may just
a-
not make the
a
playoffs.
3-6-1
That's
lightweight
crazy,
and
right?
3-6-1
Amazing.
Purple Rain.
Exactly.
We
That'd be
all
nuts.
I thought they were going to the finals.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And
So you could
it's-
see-
I mean, other than Darksiders,
So they
obviously.
could be
yeah,
like
of course.
a point behind lightweight and and Purple Rain just because of tie,
Yeah.
and they'll be like the 9th seed just
Yes.
because Purple Rain and lightweight
I'm
Titans.
saying there's a scenario, and I'm not saying it's completely unlikely.
GM, your thoughts? Who
What's
does make
what's the other
playoff
team? You said one.
picture?
You only said that, but who's your?
Who are the other options beside Deadpot?
You have Looney Goons, you have Lightweight, you have Purple Rain, you have ODBs, Recipe for Disaster. Who does make it from the conference A? Those two teams.
Looney Goons and Recipe.
Okay.
It's tough, man. Like I could see any team among the 10 make
Yeah.
it or don't, except maybe like
I
the
think
top
the
4.
lack of experience of Looney Goons will be their
Mhm.
undoing,
Okay.
despite the strength of that defense.
All right.
I think their flaw is the offense. If Vincent Richard can get it together,
We're also talking about a defense that's allowed 177 points.
but that's what I'm saying.
So
They've allowed 40 points to everybody.
Except
But
you.
last week they played really well. So I don't know if they're missing guys.
So maybe one of these things doesn't belong.
Yeah, we'll see which one doesn't belong. It's now time for.
Games of the week.
All
Yay.
right.
So we start this one off with the Consonant Bowl of KGP against LGM.
Hey, I like that game.
LGM.
Nah, give me KGP. Give me Phil Cutler here.
I'm gonna side with Lever over Cutler. Give me KGP.
So the Hall of Famer over the.
Sorry, yeah,
non-Hall of Famer?
LGM. Sorry,
Yeah,
LGM over
LGM.
KGP. My
So
mistake.
you're voting for the Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
Classic
because
piece.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
Next.
Bearskins versus Junkyard Dogs.
Skins.
No,
No,
Junkyard Dogs.
Really?
JYD. They
This
play
is a
kind of
trap
game
game.
that's gonna annoy
Yeah, it's a trap
Bearskins.
It's a trap game. It's the best way to say it.
Next.
Purple Rain against 2.5 Dans.
2HD.
Nah, trap game again. Purple Rain,
Yeah.
they know them, man. Alex Hollowak as a game plan, he's not going 1-4-1.
All right.
This is the one game that 2.5 Dan's going to regret losing to.
2.5 dances. I don't like it.
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking. It's like
I feel like I'm losing money. Like I'm.
I'm not betting here, but
Can I get it? Can I get a spread on this one?
oh, that's interesting.
+3.
Oh, that's worse.
3.5.
4. Who's your favorite?
2.5 dances is
2.5
favorite,
dans?
obviously. Give me 2HD. I don't like it.
I'll say this: if Purple Rain were to lose this game, are they in serious trouble?
At 1-4-1?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. They need to win now. Lightweight need to win last week, and we did not. Now we're in trouble. Purple Rain's in the exact same situation.
Fair enough. Magic words, please.
This time, Mo, I will say nothing at all.
Good night.
Nothing at all.
Purple Rain. Dark Skies beat you with 4 guys.
Yeah.
Well, 5, but really 4.
Also, like, who doesn't want to be a hologram?